know somebody who always just seems to be themselves, wear their heart on their sleeve, and they don't worry about how they're coming across? Have you wondered how people can be that way and even wondered why you can't be more that way? Do you ever find or worry that putting your authentic self out there won't be a good look? Hi, I'm Dr. Julie, a psychologist and relationship coach, and today I want to talk to you about the power of authenticity and how to be authentic without making a fool of yourself. Let's start with what authenticity means. If we start with something like a painting, well, we know it's authentic if the painter painted it. So if it's the Van Gogh and Van Gogh painted it, it's an authentic painting. If somebody else painted it, it's a forgery, right? When we look at people, we know that people are being authentic when they're behaving in ways that are true to their personality, their beliefs, and their values. Now, it seems that some people just know how to do this, and others of us struggle with this. And if you struggle, it's likely because you lack a little confidence, you don't think people are going to like what you have to say, and because you're so focused on others that you might not know that much about who you are, what you believe, and what you value. That's because if you have a habit of people pleasing, being authentic can be extraordinarily challenging because your first impulse is to check in on other people and what other people want from you and how you can make them happy. So much so that if other people are challenging you in some way, you'll do mental gymnastics to try to make it okay. For example, I had a client a number of years ago whose partner was going to move in with them. And this new partner was going to ask for changes around the house. And my client didn't want to make the changes. This was her house. So she started doing mental gymnastics. She started thinking of all the reasons why what was happening was okay, even though it wasn't okay with her, all of the reasons why she could excuse the behavior, and all of the reasons why she should agree, even if she didn't. She worried about this. We talked about it a number of times in our sessions together. She was very unhappy. It cost her a lot of energy. And in the end, even if she had gotten to a place where she could agree with what her new partner was asking of her, she wouldn't have been happy about it. Does that ever sound familiar to you? Now, it's really important to be authentic, but in my mind, it's not whether you're authentic, it's how you're being authentic. Because I don't believe that other people should be the recipients of your bad mood, your bad day, or your run-in with past traumas. I see other people dumping on people because they're in a bad mood and claiming they're just being authentic. No, I don't think that's okay. So the question is, how are we going to be authentic and do it in a way where we're not just letting it all hang out? How do you be authentic without willy-nilly expressing all of your feelings? So on the one hand, I want you to say, be authentic, and then I don't want you to do it in a particular way. So how are we going to reconcile this? Here's how. Being authentic means that you're going to act in a way that's consistent with your beliefs and values, in ways that display integrity with those beliefs and values, not with your feelings in the moment. We want to have integrity in our authenticity. So what do I mean by integrity? Well, integrity means that you're going to be honest and true to your beliefs and values, and in a way that is consistent with those beliefs and values. So if you're having strong feelings because somebody hurt you and you have a value of respecting other people, when you respond to the person who hurt you, you're going to respect them even if you didn't feel like they respected you. So let's say your best friend did not invite you to her birthday party and your feelings are hurt. One way of being authentic, which you'll see on social media, is to act out your hurt in front of others. You'll post about it, talk with others about it, maybe confront her in public. Another way might be to confront her in private, but to act out how you're feeling. Neither way is really healthy or mature, even if it's how you feel. A better way to respond to the situation in an authentic way is to fully acknowledge how you feel. Then consider how you want to respond based on what's important to you, based on your beliefs and values. So you might want to ask yourself some questions like, do you want to talk with your friend about this situation? And if not, why not? Are you making any assumptions about what happened? And maybe should you check those out? What does this incident say about your relationship in the bigger picture, in a fuller context of the history of the relationship? And finally, how do you want to show up? So let's say you value friendships and you value this friendship. So then you would probably talk with your friend about what happened and let her know your feelings are hurt. And this would also be a good time to see if you were making any assumptions. Maybe she's got something to say about the whole thing and you'd feel better about it. On the other hand, if this has been a hard relationship for you, maybe you decide the relationship is past its prime and maybe it's time to move on. If she's done this before and you realize she's not the kind of person you want to be friends with, it might be time to let the friendship go. It might be hard for you to consider ending a relationship. It also might be hard for you to even consider talking to your friend about it. After all, navigating conflict isn't probably your strong suit. Maybe you don't even know how to do things differently. Some of that might be because you have a habit of excusing bad behavior on the part of other people through those mental gymnastics I mentioned earlier. And some of it might be that you haven't figured out what your beliefs and values are, and you might need to talk about that with a trusted friend or therapist. Being authentic means knowing yourself, how you feel, and what you believe. Having integrity means behaving in ways that are consistent with all of that. If you aren't exactly sure who you are, I've got something you can do to start working on that. You can answer this question: I am a person who, and fill in the blank. Things that might go in the blank are things like what you like or don't like, what you love or don't love, what you care about and don't care about, what you believe and don't believe. And that'll give you a good start on knowing a little bit more about who you are. A little note here, kind of off to the side, you don't want to answer the question with behaviors. So you could say, I'm a person who cleans my kitchen every night, but that doesn't really tell me who you are. But if you told me that you like to wake up refreshed in the morning, and if you get up and you go into the kitchen and it's dirty, it feels burdensome to you, which is the opposite of how you want to feel first thing in the morning, then I know a little bit more about you. I know that's why you're cleaning your kitchen every night. Also, don't answer the question with roles such as mother, manager, or coach. These are roles you're playing. These are not windows into who you are. Give me a window into who you are. Say something like, I really enjoy helping children develop. That's why I like being a coach. And then that tells me a little bit more about why you're playing that role. Now, to show up authentically without making a fool of yourself, you need to have that good idea of who you are, your values, and your beliefs. Then what you want to do is to consider how you're going to respond in any given situation so that you're consistent with those beliefs and values and who you are. As you start on this journey, I'm going to let you know it might feel a little weird at first. That's because you're not used to it. But remember, anything worth doing is worth doing awkwardly at first. And if you do it enough, then you don't feel awkward after a while. If you could make one change, what would it be? Can you answer that question? Fill in the blank. I am a person who. Drop your answers in the comment. And in the meantime, if you want to continue working on this, I highly recommend journaling. My favorite way of journaling is to get a notebook and your favorite pen and go write and reflect on what just happened, how you responded, how you would like to respond, that kind of thing. But sometimes journals, you don't want to have a physical notebook. Other people can read them. You don't want that to happen. So if you prefer an app for that reason or for other reasons, there's this really great app I've been using called the Reflections app. I'll put a link in the description so that you can check that out. Until then, if you found this video helpful or you know someone who could use it, please hit the like button so other people can find it and share it with the person who needs it. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get more helpful videos like this one. Take care and have an amazing week.